Blood Queens is Gabi Demartino's self-produced horror comedy series, as well as an unofficial spin-off of Ryan Murphy's Scream Queens. And oh mama, this thing spins off alright, like a dryer with a dead body in it. I've watched a few episodes from Blood Queen's first and last seasons, and although the storylines are blatantly derivative, I think it's admirable that a group of people put the effort into creating 3 seasons of a show with limited budget and almost no crew. It's just a shame that the show itself sucks to watch and is terrible to behold. We've got lazy screenwriting, dreadful cinematography, and a cast of actors who are performing like they were just shaken out of bed by a drill sergeant. We may never know why Gabi's series essentially replicates other TV shows in a lower quality, just like we'll never know for sure if it was watching these out-of-focus white girls that caused my astigmatism, but I'm guessing yeah. Let's take a look at this first episode of Blood Queens and see how some simple tweaks could take this homemade mishap from cringeworthy to watchable in another installment of Clip Breakdown. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on another installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we take clips from our favorite TV movies and TV shows and other movies and whatever else, and we get those mutated cells under the microscope and look at them to be like, what have we created on this planet? And today we're gonna ask that question several times as we check out another piece of work from Gabi Demartino. But before we get into it, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more YouTuber content clip breakdowns like this. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right down here. It looks like that. That way you'll never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week, so turn on notifications and you'll always be the first to know when we've got a mutant abomination under the microscope. Also, you can check out merch from me in the links below, and my Patreon now, where you can sign up for exclusive content and monthly benefits. It was only like a few weeks ago that we looked at all of Gabi Demartino's music videos, and at that time, people asked me to cover Blood Queens, and I forgot to mention it there, but I already knew about Blood Queens. I was primed and ready to go back into this whole fantasy world here. And I've never seen Scream Queens. I know that this is basically that show. I mean, it seems like it's a spin-off of those Chanel characters, but I don't know, man. Does anyone else miss original ideas in this world? Like, I don't want to just see you take your favorite show and roll it in manure and then be like, let's call that something new. No, girl, that's just your dirty hands all over a nice thing. Let's just get right to it. With episode 1, we start back in time. If the year is 1994, why is that guy wearing a Fitbit? Maybe that number actually refers to the amount of sweaty millennial butt cracks crammed into this 1-bedroom apartment. Gabi said, okay everybody, the first scene takes place in the 90s. That means wear something solid colored from Zara. And if that doesn't sell it, we'll get a guy with a jean jacket to stand close to the camera. This whole party scene bums me out, Missy. This whole thing had a director of photography, so I don't know why somebody would just go to the corner of the room for your party scene and hold the camera up and be like, great, we're getting great coverage of this group of dumb teenagers. Also, if that title card weren't there, I would have had no idea that this took place anywhere during the 90s. Ideally, if you're doing something that takes place back in time, if you don't have the title card telling you what year it is, I should still be able to understand the era. Why don't we have a lava lamp back there, or some black light posters, or inflatable furniture? Why isn't nobody here wearing a bucket hat or have candy jewelry? They could be using those little paper cups that had that 90s design on them. Like, there's so many cheap, easy details. You could just go on eBay and get some props, and instantly I would be like, oh, 90s, yeah. I also hate the lighting for this. They just turned on that back corner lamp. When I throw a party, I like to put just one tiki torch in the corner, and that's all we need. And the way it's shot, again, just from that high angle, you could have put the camera, like, have someone sitting on a wheelchair that's really cheap to rent and just dolly through this party. You choreograph the extras to, like, be moving out in front of the camera. You see details of people sitting, talking. Like, it feels like a more natural party, because no party in real life is just a bunch of people standing in a 12 cubic foot space and being like, ooh, woo, woo. Like, my arms are tired just watching these dummies. I'm just kidding. They seem like sweet kids. I'm gonna rip them apart. I'm gonna eat their souls, though. I'm gonna eat their dumb little souls. I'm gonna eat their souls. Now I'm having my own rave. I'm gonna eat their souls. Yes, I'm talking a lot about nothing. Let's get to the child actor in all of this. I even don't know what this first scene really connects to later on, but I'm sure it's just because I didn't watch enough of this show. But anyway, here we go. Sweetheart, please don't bother me at my special no music dance party. If it were up to me, you'd be safe at home with the babysitter, but she overdosed. What is with this music cutting out so fast? Was your sound designer executed at his desk? Also, you can hear the extras in the background giggling and talking. Never ever, when you're shooting a movie, do you actually have the extras or background actors making any noise. That's the whole point, is that they have to be as quiet as possible. Gabi should have actually had these extras take off their shoes so that they're just standing around there in socks and not making any jumpity-dumpity sounds so that we can actually hear this young girl talk.
Hold on, dear, hold on.
Yeah, chill out. I owe this cluster of people a few more seconds of dancing to different beats while we talk at the same time. That's another thing that I hate about background actors. Sometimes it's like they're all talking at this, like you're talking to a person here and you're both like, are you joking? What kind of ventriloquist dummy act is going on up in this high school? That's what I think when I see that.
What do you want, sweetie? It's alright, I don't need anything anymore. Mama has to use the bathroom.
No, Mama has to use a microphone. I can't hear anything that's being said by these two characters, but I can tell from the body language that the mother is drunk and the child is a possessed Cabbage Patch doll that can't move its face. I've had this experience before. When I shot my NYU application film, I had a little girl, like a family friend in it, and she was always talking about how she wanted to be an actress. She wanted me to put her in movies. And then the second she got on camera, she looked kind of embarrassed to be there and like clammed up. So I was like, what's your deal, girl? I thought this was your dream. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for curious and creative people like us. Whether we want to learn more about our passions, gain valuable skills, or just find new ways to immerse ourselves in the stuff we love. I was shocked with how many online classes are available on Skillshare, like advanced shooting and editing courses that are way more up to date than the ones that I took in film school, and even a course that walks you through making your first short film. I'm thrilled with all of the lifestyle and productivity courses. Like right now, I'm taking Plants at Home, Uplift Your Spirit and Your Space. I'm learning how to prevent and correct pot rot thanks to the teacher Christopher Griffin, who gives me life. Skillshare provides ad-free learning that lets you follow your creativity, and with an annual subscription, it costs less than $10 a month. Plus, the first 1,000 of my subscribers who click the link in my description will get a free premium membership trial so that you can explore your creativity. Now, let's get back to the show. What was I saying? This girl's not a good actress? Yikes. I spent a lot of time talking about bad acting from a child. No, Vanessa, we need you to walk through that door normally. We've rehearsed this for weeks. She said, hey, MTV, welcome to my crib. Doesn't the guy on the treadmill that you can see through the window add to the suspense of the scene? It's like, you guys really didn't even try. I feel like this is the kind of movie you would make with your friends over summer vacation. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like they really legitimized it more than that when they were promoting it. I read a quote somewhere where Gabi was like, I could have had someone else write this, but I couldn't actually allow that to happen because I'm a writer. I'm taking writing at school, and so it's my job to write this story. And now I'm sitting here like, what story? Boo! This plot couldn't get more confusing if it were written by the mold growing on my makeup brushes. So anyway, this happens next. Can we get a viewer discretion warning? Because that chase sequence just gave me shaken baby syndrome. If you're shooting handheld, you never want to be following someone chasing from behind, because then you have to hold the camera like this, and you're going to be jostling with every step. Whoops. Instead, you want to be following someone who's running like from the side. So you can be running alongside them and angle your body like this, and you're going to get a much smoother, you're going to be able to like kind of keep the camera level a little bit more. Look at me dancing. Because whatever this was, sis, Blair Witch babysitting video. Also, on all of those dead people who suddenly appeared at the party, I haven't been this bored by a massacre since my 6th grade field trip to a Civil War reenactment. I'm not gonna be scared unless there's dangling guts and dead horses everywhere I look. It's so bad. The way they shoot this is not scary at all, but this clown just comes out of nowhere and attacks the mom, but the girl gets away.
Go, honey, go! Mama!
Do you need help, little girl? girl.
Yeah, is this where the line starts to get into the Haunted Mansion? Also, is there a chance that any portion of this show will be lit by something other than the emergency exit signs at your apartment complex? Oh, the lighting is so bad. It's like found lighting, especially outdoor night lighting. It's all gonna be like overhead fluorescent orange. Like, we gotta soften that up a little bit. We gotta fill in that shadow under the eyes. And obviously this girl needs help. She looks like she was just abandoned on the set of H&M's spring catalog shoot. Did your stage mom decide you got too old for the biz? So anyway, that was the cold open for the show. It lets you know right off the bat that there's gonna be minimal effort put into the production of all of this. Also, I don't know if you guys can see how glowy I am. I'm using these new Glow Recipe dewdrops. Ooh, I look gorgeous. Everyone says so. I hear it all the time. Everyone's talking about it. It's in my head. Anyway, get a load of these main title sequences. Someone's dead veteran grandfather just woke up in his coffin because these girls are stomping around in their heels, broad daylight. The one on the end is walking like she just stuck her hand in an electrical socket. Can we sit down? This was the point when I first watched it where I was like, oh, I know I saw this in Scream Queens. So like, why are we just copying the dialogue from another show? I don't get it, Gabby.
Good morning, sluts.
Good morning, Chanel.
What's for breakfast, sluts?
Good morning, Gabby.
My name's Gabby, and I'm the queen of V-Squad. We all live in the Luxwood. Luxwood is the most expensive apartment complex here in Pennsylvania. It used to be the Luxwood Hotel, but it ran out of business about 12 years ago, and apparently a millionaire renovated it to be the glamorously wealthy Luxwood it is today.
I would like to see some of this glamorous wealth, but I guess I'll have to let you finish this fast-talking banister porn. Gabby said, how many shots of this dirty staircase will it take to make everyone realize this is a fancy place? Maybe 5 at least? This whole beginning scene, I'm like hammered in the head with voiceover. She's just like talking into the microphone, pretty much anything that she needs to set up for this show. You can hear her brain actively working to think of what she's trying to say next. It's a lot.
These are my minions.
I'm Allie.
Allie's been my sidekick since I met her at recess in 7th grade. She's so easy to boss around, and well, maybe that's why she stuck around all these years.
Maybe that's why she let someone style that hair with woolen mittens. She has a halo of frizz. Also, I love that this shot is 25% vacant mulch. Their director of photography said, I would like to compose this shot like a crime scene photo. Also, how did this woman go from being 3 feet taller in 7th grade to shorter than Gabi Demartino is now? I don't see that working out. Again, I think they just used whatever young people were available, and it's like at that point, just leave this part out. Like, I don't need this backstory. It should be at least something interesting to watch.
I have your grande decaf non-fat caramel soy latte. Add an extra shot and an extra teaspoon of caramel and shots of vanilla. Oh, and it's exactly 1 thing. I'm Nash.
Hi Nash. Unfortunately, most of the audience did pass on from old age while you struggled to deliver that line. And if that cup of coffee weren't clearly empty, I would ask you to splash the scalding liquid into my face so that an ambulance would take me far away from you. But anyway, good first day, everyone. Like, I think the whole point of that joke would have been like how rapid, quick, fast fire and specific the coffee order is. So you'd have to be like, here's your decaf, non-caf phone with half the scoop and all the caramel macchiato at exactly 143 degrees. But instead, this girl, she was like reading off a cue card the whole time. They cut to Gabby in the middle of it and she looked half asleep. I can't reiterate enough how distracting this voiceover is. It just reeks of 7th grade fan fiction. Like Gabby saw Emma Roberts' character in Scream Queens and said, I want to play her at recess. So I'm going to write a story about it, and you'll be this one, and you'll be that one, and I'm going to put on my fuzzy hat and my stupid feet smell.
These are my minions. I don't know who they are. I don't really care to know who they really are.
This is my squad. I've known them since 7th grade, and now they're my minions, and also I don't really know them, but I just told you everything about them, but now I'm their leader, and they're my minions, and also my squad. Like, you sound slow in the head when you talk this way. You recorded that and said, great, we're gonna use that as the voiceover for my first app. Here are 3 good ways to know that your voiceover is running too long. 1, you're running out of breath while trying to record it. 2, you keep saying the same thing over and over again. Or 3, you've run out of interesting angles of skinny girls walking to play underneath it. Like, move on, move on.
We walk in the form of a V with myself in the center, of course. And if you're one of those idiots that needed me to explain that's why we're called the V Squad, then you can suck my lipstick.
Listen, if there's one thing I don't need, it's for you to explain any more of this to me. I thought this was a TV show, not the world's worst audiobook about 3 girls who all order their clothes off Shine. So anyway, we go back to another walk and talk of these 3 girls teetering around. Gabby's character is just like the mean one the whole time. It's very tiresome. Apparently there's a big party tonight that they're gonna see this girl that's like a big debutante that they want to really impress. And you can tell right off the bat that Gabby's character she's totally into the image of it all, and she has a mood board for all of their outfits planned already.
Upper East, ladies at lunch looks.
At lunch where? The Panera near Target? I actually think the reference is ladies who lunch, but hey, I would just take a shot where everyone's in focus and can remember their lines. Oh, and Gabby, does anyone still wear a hat? I'll drink to that. Doot doot doot. And here's to the girls on the go. Everybody tries. Let's hear it for the ladies who lunch. Everybody rise! Does this have anything to do with that brick that got thrown through my window the other day? Being like, move out, you singing gay. You can hear Gabby trying to write jokes into this script, but it's just like they run on so long and they aren't performed well, so it leaves me cold.
Nash, you're gonna be in something like that, but obviously you're not gonna look as good as the girl in this picture, so I suggest using Lindsay Lohan's mugshot contour for inspiration.
Oh, just like how you used Riff Raff's autopsy photo as inspiration for this hairstyle? Sorry, everybody, I'm just tired of seeing 3 feet of unstyled extensions as like the trend. I don't think it's cool. The girls are still walking out of the mall. They want to impress this new celebrity that's gonna be at the Luxwood. The Luxwood is never really set up as this glamorous place either. It's like at a hotel. Is there a club there? Like, why is everyone hanging out in the apartments?
We have to look our best. Oh my god! Someone took my bag!
See, this is why I knew it was a bad idea to put a Louis Vuitton store inside of Marlowe's Pizza Express. They have enough broad daylight robberies as it is just from using premium mozzarella. They chase down that robber who stole her bag, and they come to the first kind of moment of where you're like, oh, there's a mystery component to this show. Somehow I'm not curious though. The real crime here is how many inkjet printer cartridges went to waste on these photos. Whoever did this better replace the toner. Also, I love that you can tell Gabby pulled that old Louis Vuitton shopping bag that she had hanging on her wall and was like, it's your time to shine once again, baby. That night, we're back at the party at the Luxwood, just like the party we had at the beginning of this episode. In fact, it's just like that party. Oh my god, is that Blair Waldorf's less wealthy cousin, Snail Dogdoor? The bodyguard is like, you know, most of the celebrities don't let me link arms with them at events, but thanks for being so cool about my plaque psoriasis. I love how I'm supposed to think that this is a different party like 10 years later, just because what? That girl with the backwards hat changed her t-shirt? One guy took his jean jacket off? Like, there's been no scene change here to let me know that this is different. They had a really good opportunity. If they had all of those 90s props and stuff, they could have been replacing it with the 2017 equivalent. You know, like instead of the people taking Polaroid pictures, it's someone snapping selfies. Like, give me some visual stuff that's like, the times are a-changing. But no, we couldn't do that because everything was shot like it was like the inmates from the Maricopa prison got a camera to use. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies to prisoners who could probably do a better job at this.
Now don't get all fangirl when you see Holly. It'll make us look bad.
You mean worse than this recessed lighting is already making you look, sweetheart? Because there are a few frames here where you look like a full-on CGI ultrasound. There is a funny moment though where Gabby like instantly jumps all over the girl and she's the fangirl right when they start seeing her.
Oh my god! Holly, I love you so much! I'm your biggest fan!
But we barely have time to get into that when there's a climax that happens. They didn't actually accomplish this by shutting out the lights. For some reason, they just had to cut to black, which I hate.
Hello? What's going on here? Oh my god!
Ugh, so much for that bodyguard, always physically vanishing at the first sign of trouble. But it's okay. In case of an emergency, I know that everybody should just put their hands to their mouth and say, oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I am disgusted.
All of a sudden, this character who we never even met and I don't care about is dead. And I'm like, great. Could she have had one line maybe before she got beat in the face with a pipe or whatever the hell? Like, let her have one line and then I'll do it. Then hand me the pipe. We'll get this done even faster.
The doors are all locked. We can't get out.
Holly?
Oh my god, I had no idea she needed new headshots this badly. If that's all it takes to become famous in Pennsylvania, I might head down there myself with a 1 megapixel camera and live like Julia Roberts. Also, that guy who told them that the doors are locked, shout out to him for apparating from inside the party to outside the door within one shot. Ooh, they really, they didn't even try to use enough extras to make this seem like a real thing. That's actually the cliffhanger that this episode ends on. But we get a taste for the next episode in the coming soon thing.
May I help you?
Yeah, why do the costumes on this show span from 7th grade video projects to a guy whose ecstasy roll just peaked like an hour ago? Hey, this was a lot to take in, and I already watched the last episode of the series just to make sure that the quality didn't drastically improve over 3 years. It didn't. So, okay, that was a lot to unpack, but you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more clip breakdowns just like this, but most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button. Looks like that right down there. That way you'll never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week, so turn on the notifications and you'll always be the first to know. I also got merch and a Patreon where you get exclusive benefits such as blocked videos and exclusive content, and you could even name one of my plants. We have a new member of the Screen Stars Patreon tier, Amanda, and she has named this plant our beautiful Monstera. Everyone, say hello to Captain Pancakes. Woo! Thank you so much, Amanda, for joining us in this tier and for providing such a beautiful name for this guy. Anyway, you guys are all the greatest. Thank you so much for getting into Blood Queens with me. Make sure you let me know what YouTuber stuff we should cover next. Nikki Demar, anyone? You guys are all the greatest. Thank you for getting murdered at a house party with me. I will see you next time.